Hello everyone, my name is Piper and today I'm going to be doing a topic presentation on disability. So first I'm going to talk a little about what we've already discussed. So we've talked about students with disabilities and how they can face discrimination, especially in an educational setting. We have talked about the concept of crib time. We have done a reading on the social constructs of disability, and we have watched the Switched at Birth clip, which gave us a new perspective on the disabled community. And we have talked a little about the Americans with Disability Act and the Independent Living Movement of 1970. So I'm going to talk about some current issues that are in the disabled community. So the first one is about the upcoming presidential election and how the disabled community has been present in that. So a few Democratic presidential hopefuls are giving special attention to disabled issues, and that hasn't really happened in a election before. And this is in large part to the hashtag #CripTheVote movement, and it started back in the last election, the 2016 election, and it's lobbying for disability rights. And this movement helped some candidates realize these issues and start talking about them. So one of the main issues that's discussed is giving funding for special education because there isn't very much funding currently. And there's also been multiple events and rallies specifically for the disabled community, helping encouraging the disabled community to vote and telling them about different things that they can vote for. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about is funding for college special education programs. So there aren't that many college programs currently that are for special education students, but there are a few, and they have gone up in the numbers of programs like these in the last 10 years. And these programs have had really, really great results. So almost 2/3 of students who complete these programs found paid work within a year, and currently 90% of the United States students who did these kinds of programs are employed, and 3/4 of them are living on their own, which is really great. So federal funding for these programs, most of these programs is going to expire before the end of 2020. And this is a big issue because a lot of families whose children are in these programs cannot afford to send them there, and so the funding is really necessary for them to be there. And so currently a lot of the schools are working independently to get their own funding from donors and things like that. And this is also why a lot of politicians are looking at this issue, because it is such a big issue and there isn't the funding currently. The last thing I'm going to be talking about is really recent, just this month. Six Flags, the amusement park, teamed up with the International Board of Education Standard and got autism certified. And this means that they're training all their employees with the ability to identify visual cues by guests with cognitive disorders, and they updated all of their attractions so that they're easier for accessibility, and they have updated their sensory guides for all of their rides to help their guests make good decisions based on their level of comfort and experience for the rides. The person who was really interested in doing this was the vice president of the park, and he said that one of his goals was to make everyone feel really welcome at the park. Disney World and Disneyland have already done this a few years ago, but since Six Flags has announced that they're doing this, multiple other parks, including Knott's Berry Farm, have decided to also get autism certified, which is really great. So thank you for listening, and yeah.